What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Felt like I ain't do this in so long. Feel like I didn't do this in so long. How y'all doing out there today? How y'all doing out there today, man? Look, the phone lines are open today. The phone lines are open. 563 999 3714. And I'm going to take my time with today's show. I'm going to take my time. And I want you guys to take your time too and politic with me for a little bit. But before I get started, I want to make sure that you guys share out the show. Share out the show. We're going to talk about the state of Local 100 today. And we're going to talk about who do I support for Local 100 president. Now, let me just share out the show, man. Let me take a couple of minutes to share out the show. You know, I was getting a lot of messages of people asking me, you know, they want to get the drop. They texting me like, yo, you know, we friends and this and that. We're friends. You gotta wait. You have to wait. So let me share out the show real quick. And like I said, we'll make a big announcement. Big announcement today. I want to make sure I get this in every group. Like I said, y'all go politic with me tonight. We go share this out. We go talk about the issues. I may talk about some candidates. You know, I ain't gonna name no names. No free promotion over here. No free promotion. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit too. I just want to make sure I get this out there in every group. And I want y'all to take some time to actually share out the live. Let me make sure the sound is working good. Yeah, sound is working perfect. Let me put a at everyone on this video in a couple of groups. Get an at everyone going. Let me see. Okay. Get an at everyone going. Like I said, the phone lines are open tonight. So after I announce what I announce, or if you want to call in before I announce what I'm going to announce, you know, tap in. Tap in. Let me see something real quick. I just want to take my time tonight, people. Don't mind me. Just want to take my time tonight. Let me see what's going on YouTube. Let me see what's happening on YouTube over here. Make sure they got me live on YouTube right now. Yeah, they got me. What's up, YouTube? I see y'all. I see y'all over there. Yes. So today we're going to talk about the state of Local 100 and who do I, it's not only me. It was a group decision. Who do we support for Local 100 president over here? Just to remind you guys, we got the biggest platform in transit, period, in the country. We got the biggest platforms, right? And since I've been involved with elections, progressive action has been moving the needle. Progressive action has been moving the needle. When we put a stamp of approval on people, they normally get elected. And I'm going to explain to you guys how this situation came about, because I'm going to be honest, I did not have any intentions on being a part of a slate, helping out with a slate. I was going to run independent. But then some things started happening. People started calling me, Tramel, this happened over here. Can you help out with this? Can you do this? Can you do that? And I was like, you know what? Why not give this thing one more shot? Why not give this thing one more shot? A few people had hit me and asked me, Tramel, why don't you have the candidates on your platform, and so you could interview them, and they could debate and all this other stuff. Let me say this first and foremost. I am not in the business of giving people platforms so they could lie. I'm not in the business of that. If you guys want to have people on your platform so they could lie, then you should do that. I'm not doing that over here, right? And especially for free, right? To contact through these email lists and to send out flyers to everybody, the union charges a fee for that, right? They get some type of contracting company, they charge a fee for that. I'm not doing that, right? This platform is to tell the truth, right? You got candidates out there. I did this grievance. I fought for this. I fought for that. Where's the paperwork? See, people could fool people and said they did X, Y, and Z. Hey, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. If you look up Tramel Thompson's name, you will see the things that I've done. Facts. You will see the things that I've done. I've represented people in grievances and won. My name is attached to Department of Labor paperwork fighting for the membership. I could produce that at any given time, or somebody from my team could produce that at any given time. Facts. We're not here to lie. And this platform is not going to be used to lie. That's just not how this is going to work. Now, everybody want to talk about unity. I'm for unity. Every election, I've worked with someone who I didn't get along with in the past. Just check the record. Every election I've ran in, I've worked with someone who I did not get along with in the past. So unity is not a problem for progressive action. Not at all. Right? Richard Davis had an opportunity to create unity back in August 2022 when we sat down and we was talking. This administration does not want unity. They want yes men and they want yes women. Make no mistake about it. The only way that you can survive on staying united, AKA members first, whatever they want to call themselves nowadays. The only way that you would survive over there is if you go along to get along. Facts. There's not one officer in Local 100 who publicly speaks out against the administration and is still released. This is a fact. This is a fact. So yes, this administration, they don't want people to voice their opinions. They want yes men. And yes men does not breed unity. And when it comes to unity, why do the members ask the candidates and hold the candidates to a higher standard than they hold the administration that they're paying their union dues to? Why do you guys hold people like me to a higher standard, but continue to freely give your money away to stand united so they could release their girlfriends, so they could release their girlfriends' daughters? Why do you guys go for that? Now, I want to explain a little bit about how I came to this conclusion of supporting not only the person I'm going to support for president of Local 100, but also support the slate. And yes, that slate will be using that. The biggest, most recognizable brand ever in the history of Local 100 politics. Facts. So, like I said, I had no intentions on running for, first of all, tell you the truth, I ain't have no intentions on running, period. Right? But then it piqued my interest. I started helping RTO get their things together, putting that together, making sure we solid. We have not lost an election ever in RTO. Just to be clear on that, we never lost an election in RTO, and we're not going to lose this year either. Right? So I was contacted by a few people from a few different departments that said that they are no longer supporting their candidate for president. And I found that to be very interesting, but I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised, right? Because, everybody could be in the front and say unity this, unity that, and then play victim later or whatever the case is. But I wasn't surprised that they came and said, this is our current situation right now. And I basically surveyed their situation. And I said, this is interesting. Maybe we could put something together. And I really wanted this election to create a real unity ticket, right? I spoke to Cordero. He said he wasn't backing down. He's been doing whatever. I tried to get the president's to come together. The people who was running for president, Evangeline and Cordero, tried to get them to come together. I put out posts, and I'm trying to give them the signal, like, listen, if we really want to do something here, we gotta work together. Everybody working their own thing, running the election the way that they want to run the election, and that's their thing. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. But I did try to create a unity ticket to run against them, right? And I didn't care how they figured it out. I didn't care who was going to run for president or whatever. But there needs to be a combination of forces, right? And guess what? I'm going to say this. I don't think that it's too late right now. I don't think that it's too late, because I'm going to tell you this. They both lying. They don't got full tickets. They don't got full slates. Why? Because they people calling me, asking me for help. Oh, yo, you think you could do this? Nah. Y'all need to work together. So none of them really got full slates. And the reason why there's not no real full slates is because the lack of participation in the union. People just don't go to union meetings. People will go to parties. People will go to cookouts. People will go to raffles. All of that stuff. But nobody rarely goes to union meetings. You hear every excuse in the book. Oh, it's too late. It's on this day. It's on that day. But when it's time to do something that you want to do, you go ahead and make that happen. That's another story. People should be clamoring for positions in this union because of all the complaints that we get. But I get it. I get it. The only thing I say, at least come out to vote. Our voting numbers been dismal. We got 40-something thousand members and only 11, 12,000 people voting. Right? Now, I want to say this about the current administration. They are very weak right now and very vulnerable. Very weak and very vulnerable. Richard Davis is, and I ain't think it could get any lower than this, because Utano was not a great president, but Utano knew how to conduct himself as a human being and a man. Even though he did F-boy stuff, compared to Richard Davis, he's in sterling shape. And when Paulie Navarro last election ran against Tony Utano, he came pretty close when you consider the fact that it was basically a skeleton slate that ran with Paulie, right? If he would have had his department and a couple of other departments, Paulie could have been a president today. And I think that if Paulie would have stuck around for another election and was focused on being president and building coalitions, I think that he would beat Richard Davis today. Same thing with Joe Campbell. I believe that Joe Campbell, if he wanted to run, that he could be president today if he wanted to. For some reason, he don't want to get involved. I try to reach out to him. He never got back to me. But he was moving kind of strange anyway, because he supported Richard Davis fundraiser. There's a movement going on over there as to where I hear that Latanya Crisp, the recording secretary, is out, and they moving Shirley Martin to Latanya's spot in the top 4. And I'm figuring that Joe Campbell is probably going to take a position with Richard Davis because nothing else makes sense. Nothing else makes sense. But this is the weakest this administration has ever been. They are super vulnerable right now. I mean, I've been saying this. Richard Davis has been president for 2 years, but he got like 37 years worth of scandals in his 2 years. Just recently, he was recorded by a station agent basically selling her out, not offering her any type of help, not being respectful of her problem that was at hand, making the issue all about him. And then ironically, after that conversation, the station agent got PDS'd. Richard Davis is a flawed president. Can he be salvaged? I don't know. Because one thing I would say is that the only way he would be salvageable is if he had strong people around him. He don't have strong people around him. He has yes men around him. And like I said, guys, the phone lines are open tonight, 563-999-3714. If anybody wants to tap in, and talk about the state of Local 100 for a little bit. Now, back to how I came to this decision. So a few departments left this one candidate and was basically in limbo as to what they really wanted to do. You know, they was formulating a plan or whatever, but they contacted me, and I said, you know what? This may be an opportunity. This may be an opportunity to do something big, because I believe that Richard Davis turns so many members off that he's not going to get that same respect that Tony Utano and John Samuelson received in the past. I don't believe that. I mean, people on buses are not feeling him big time. I mean, I get calls all the time about they cannot wait not to vote for him. Right? This is a fact. I don't think that he's going to carry his department this time. And he's going to have an issue if he does not carry his department. So this election is going to be very interesting. But like I said, these candidates, they are lying. They are lying. They don't have full slates. They don't got full slates. This is a fact. And any slate that's running and you don't have a full slate, you're casting the vote for Richie Davis. You're casting the vote for Richie Davis. And if you're running on a slate that's a skeleton slate, you're casting the vote for Richard Davis. Instead of you guys putting your egos to the side and actually make this thing work and stop overplaying your hand and running for positions that you should not be running for. Because I'm going to be honest, and we could be 100% real, put my record against any of the presidential candidates' record, and I smoked them. And I smoked them with documents. I smoked them with facts. I smoked them with my numbers on social media. I smoked them with my subscribers. I smoked them with the movement. Facts. There's no, y'all need to stop comparing me to these candidates. They cannot do what I do. Facts. You got to give the people something to follow, something to believe in. You have to get out there, because if you're doing the work, they're going to come. Why do you think we got 14,000 followers in our Facebook group? Why do you think we got 20,000, almost 20,000 on our TV page? It's not by accident. It's not by accident. It's because the people know where to come to get the information. They know where to go to get the information. I could be making lives shutting so much stuff down, but I think some people got fetishes on being lied to. Because if you actually did the work, you would see who's telling the truth and you would see who's lying. I encourage you guys to fact check everything that I do and challenge me. Challenge me. I'm not mad at that. If you think that I'm lying about something or whatever, or I'm deliberately lying or whatever, then challenge me on it. It's as simple as that. So let me talk about this candidate for a little while. This candidate that I'm supporting for president of Local 100, I guess I could give out the gender right now, and I'm going to reveal who it is in a few minutes. Him and I did not get along. We did not get along. I challenged him a lot. I did not believe in the strategies that was used, and that's just my opinion. Everybody got their own way of doing things. This candidate has experience, has union experience, was a former vice president of Local 100. Let me start queuing up the picture. Let me start queuing up the picture for you guys. And this former vice president, I want to be clear on this, because I was very critical of this vice president for most of the time while they was vice president, and then towards the end of their presidency, we aligned on a lot of issues. And you know, it's so crazy. I was going through some stuff yesterday, and I was like, oh, wow. I forgot that I interviewed them some years back. Like, what's this? 7 years back, I interviewed them. I forgot all about that. But this was the last vice president that challenged the administration. And what they did was they set this vice president up to get kicked out of the union because he started challenging the status quo, right? And for me, that was major because they could have fell in line with everyone else. They could have fell in line with everyone else and became yes men And what I want to say about this vice president at the time, even though I was very critical of their leadership, when I had rallies, they made sure that the people who was at my rallies had water and juice. They asked did I need any type of resources. They supported when the rest of the union administration did not, even though I was critical of this individual. And for me, that shows character, right? That shows character. So when I think about all the presidential candidates that's running, this individual has experience. This individual challenged the status quo on multiple fronts. This individual took a stand for the members of his department. And what it did, it costed him his vice president position in the union. And to me, that's honorable. That's very honorable, right? What the union did to kick him out the union, what the administration did to kick him out the union and basically suspend him for 3 years after that, was that they accused him of bringing a reporter to a union meeting. So I want to put this on perspective for you guys. Canela Gomez and Brian Davis did something 100 times worse than what this presidential candidate did. The union administration did not look to suspend, reprimand, do nothing. But the minute that a union officer challenges the administration, they bring them up on false charges and then expel them for 3 years. Just think about that for a second. Let's think about that for a second. Challenging the administration is more detrimental than setting a member up and physically assaulting a member. Let's think about that for a second, because this goes back to the go along, get along stuff. We do not need a presidential candidate who's afraid to go against the status quo. And I'm gonna say that for the other candidates that's running. I don't believe that they're afraid. But we need someone who's not afraid. We need someone who has the experience. We need someone who understands the contract. Because I don't think none of these presidential candidates really talk about the contract and the contracts of other departments and actually know what's going on, could fully explain workers' comp. Know about the medical issues and have a plan to fight back against the MTA. Because let's make this clear, fighting back against the MTA is not making Facebook videos. It's about organizing, mobilizing, making videos, going to MTA, the board and all that stuff, right? And it's about coming together as a team, as a union. What our candidate may not do, I'll do. What I don't do, Nuke probably do. What Nuke probably don't do, Drummond probably do. And then other people that's in the slate that's going on. And just to be clear, I don't know if I should say this. Let me get to a caller real quick. Let me see if this works, because this is a new setup. You see what's going on here. Wait, hold on one second. Let me plug you in. Let me plug up the other phone. Give me 1 second. Stay right there, bro. Oh, let me do this real quick. I knew this setup was gonna be a little crazy. Hold on 1 second. Duo. Yeah, let me just plug you in real quick. Hold on. I'm about to make the announcement, people. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. Hold on 1 second, bro. All right, hold on 1 second. Oh, y'all calling in. Y'all want to talk. Hold on. I hear you, brother. I want us to stay on topic tonight. Let me hold on 1 second. Let me get this going for you guys. All right, I got you. Let me just get this going. Yeah, I got you. Let me see. Bluetooth. Let me get this going. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me turn off this Bluetooth. All right, give me. Bear with me for a second, people. I'm about to get this back cracking. All right, there we go. There we go. All right. Are you there? Chris, are you there?
Yes, I am. What's going on, people?
How you doing? I
What's up, Jamal?
recognize the voice. How you doing, bro?
I got a distinguished voice. I'm doing good, man. I'm enjoying my free time, man. What we going to talk about? You going to talk about my situation, or we going to talk about who's best to elect the run?
I just want to I just want to ask you how you feel about the union, how you feel about this election.
This election is kind of shaky because, like as you stated, is no full slates. That's the problem. There's going to be a mix and match of different people from different slates on different pages. What's the one strong slate that got everybody on the same page?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that. I mean, who we got? We got Jesse and JL running with somebody else. It's not even enough for me to even remember. Because I remember past elections, you had strong slates. Now you ain't got that. It's more of a pick and choose what you want. Who's going to come in and do that? And to be quite honest with you, I'm kind of like, I did tell you this before, brother. I said, yo, we need to have debates. We need to have debates on these these candidates running to put their stuff on the table, see what they're going to do to handle certain situations that the members are going through.
Facts.
Instead of people just running around during election time with a clipboard saying, sign this, sign that for me. I want to know what you're going to do. I want a podium. I want to ask you, what can you do? And hear them debate it out, word for word. Where's that at?
I mean, listen, I feel you on that. I feel that there should be debates. But what I would say about that is that if you guys really want debates and you ask, like if you put out a demand and say, Richard Davis, you should debate, and he say that he shouldn't, he don't feel like he should debate, then I don't feel like he should have your vote. Like that's where the power lies at. If you guys organize yourself as members and say, I think that we should debate, and they say that they don't want to debate, then don't vote for them.
Don't vote for them. And yeah, there's guys, you people out there, like, that's the truth, because it's more than just coming around, and especially with RTO, because I don't know how buses gets down. I know it's very strong in buses and MOW, at least track. They got a brotherhood. RTO is very separated when it comes down to the votes, because our department is taught to go against each other. We are taught as train operators to go against the conductor's taught to go against the train operator. The top operators in between. It's a very unstable department, and this is why you get these low outcomes. As you said, we got 12,000 people voting out of 40. How is that? When we the ones that's on the front lines of the system, the guys that's track and buses too, surface, they got a larger force, but track department and subsea in general. And you guys just listen to subsea, flaggers, and road trains. You are the backbone of RTO. Nothing goes down without you guys. And when it comes down to RTO, the strongest we got is subsea.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying that's a fact, because without subsea guys, without flaggers, we got to teach the road people about what they really do. Without these subsea train operators and conductors, a lot of these projects, your new facilities, your new elevators that you're taking up the stairs to the mezzanine, everything is not getting done without subsea. And we got to get that unification going on, because I tried to get that going on. They also was like, oh, well, we got to do a separate meeting for subsea. Now let's get everybody up in the same room. And this is when we had subsea meetings. We had an auditorium. We could have fit in a room. I didn't even know they had an auditorium in Montague, up in the Union Hall. So we gathered ourselves and said, yo, we got to make some change.
They ain't got no auditorium. They just move the walls and it's one big space.
That little room with the stage and all that, saying, like the little steps and all that. It wasn't no regular room with tables. It was like we was there. So that's one thing with us. We need more unification in the department. But as you said, as I said, we gotta have debates. I don't know if this guy Richie, I don't really know him. I met him once. Didn't really have a lot of conversation with him, but it's up to the members to say, hey, listen, do you feel like this guy's going to roll to on the next round? Because are you good existing in transfer? Are you good with making things better? You just happy to come to work, get your paycheck? Are you thinking about the future? Like 20 years from now when you got to retire and things ain't what you thought it would be? Because that's what happens to a lot of cats. They get a reality check when they're close to retirement, and they be like, damn, well, my numbers wasn't right. This and that wasn't right. I should have did this before. Now I got to get it right. And you ain't got nowhere to go to get it done. You should have fought before.
I hear you.
So, yeah, that's it, man.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in, bro.
Yeah. I'm going to talk to you about the other side. I mean, I want to talk about that. I guess we'll talk about it on other terms, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Because the people got to hear my story, too. But
yeah. All
right, people. All right, y'all be blessed. All right. Later.
Let me get to another caller before I make the big announcement. See who this is. Caller 1799. You now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Michael, and I'm calling from the Bronx. I've called before. Trammell, I just wanted to say that, I'm glad that you were bringing up the election thing. I just think it's crazy that I think it's like 4,000 signatures that they have to get to run for officer, and that's more signatures to run for union office than you need to be a city council person. Like, has it always been that many signatures required to run for union office?
Yeah, so the number is based on a percentage of the membership, but you're right. So that number is so high. Why is it so high? When like you said, it's higher to run for the union than for a city council spot. I mean, I would like to know a real
Yeah.
reason as to why it's like that, but I think it has something to do with the incumbents making those rules because they like to double dip. The candidates, they got to work their tools and they got to get signatures and things like that. The incumbents cheat. They while they working their union job, they getting signatures, they doing all this stuff. So that basically benefits the incumbents. But it's pretty stupid. I don't think that it should be that high either. But that's a good point you bring up.
Yeah, it's too much. And then there's also no pre-protest. You can't pre-protest their election. I thought there was and they don't even have that either. So it's like, I don't know. It seems really, whoever gets on the ballot, I have a great deal of respect for, because that's an extraordinary amount of signatures that you have to get in a short period of time, and then they also have to all be in good standing. I don't know. I think it's going to be really interesting to see. But the debate thing, yeah, I think they should debate too. I think that would be a great thing. But thank you again, and I'll keep listening to your show, and hopefully there's a good election this year.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Like I told y'all, the phone lines are open, 563-999-3714. That caller brought up a good point. The signatures, it's a lot of signatures in a little bit of time. So what I want to say this before I tell you guys who I'm supporting. I'm quite sure some people already know who it is. You could donate via Cash App. Y'all see it right there. $ Progressive Action 100. Y'all got to get back to supporting the platform now. Y'all got to get back to supporting the platform. $ Progressive Action 100. Let's do a $20 challenge. How many of y'all could throw $20 each inside the Cash App? Y'all haven't been donating in a while, and I haven't been doing these shows in a while. It's time for y'all to hit that Cash App up. But what I want to say is this. We definitely need unity. There's still an opportunity for people to come together. But my presidential choice is my presidential choice. It's Progressive Action presidential choice. We all agreed to it. And like I said, this candidate, he has challenged this administration. He has paid the price for challenging this administration. When I challenged him and ridiculed him and did all that stuff, this person was still supportive of my rallies, making sure that when it's 100 degrees outside, we had water. He went against the grain because they didn't want him to do that. So that's, to me, that shows character. Like I said, he has experience and he was willing to challenge the status quo. And this is who I'm supporting for president of Local 100 this election, people. You see it. You see it. We about to go crazy out here. Kia Pua for Local 100 president. Kia Pua for Local 100 president. I don't think y'all understand Kia's story or ever heard his story. So we're going to do an interview, a sit-down interview, and we're going to talk about these things he's been through, challenging the status quo of this union administration. He has the experience. He's going to talk about how this administration, Stand United, Members First, whatever they want to call themselves nowadays, put RTO in a bad position. Put RTO in a bad position because what they do is that they use one department to sell out other departments. They use other departments to sell out other departments. So when we lost OTO, because that's what you're gonna say, oh, he gave away OTO. No, he did not give away OTO. That was John Samuelson selling RTO out to help out buses. We don't need any type of union presidents that's not thinking about the equity of all 7 departments. We must stop the sellout of this department for that department. RTO, we seen it for ourselves. Utano and Richard Davis put station agents against conductors. And if you listen in that video that the station agent posted, he lied and say, oh, conductors don't even like you guys anyway. That's a lie. So you know what that signals? They about to sell out one of us for the other. They about to sell out one of us for the other. And when it comes to all the presidential candidates that's running, including Richard Davis, Kia has a backbone. Richard Davis never challenged the status quo. He never challenged Utano. He never challenged John Samuelson. When we got tier 6, they was all clapping because they tier 4. They ain't care about us. And guess what? Why you think that their fight for tier 6 is not that serious for them? It's because they don't really care. Everything is for show. Everything is for show. The phone lines are open, 563-999-3714. Yeah, we supporting Kia for Local 100 president over here. This is who we supporting. And for those who don't know, Kia is from RTO. He was the vice president of RTO. They had actually kicked him out from the union, like I said, because he challenged the status quo. Picture that. He challenged the status quo. They kicked him out. He couldn't finish his term. And then they suspended him for 3 years. But Canela Gomez and Brian Davis do what they do, and they face no suspension. That should tell you guys a lot of the crookedness of this administration. This should tell you guys the crookedness of this administration. Facts. And Richard Davis, he bought out everybody. He bought out everybody. You know who would have been perfect? You know, if we would have collided and created one good slate with Joe Campbell, with Richard Thorne, yeah, with LaTanya, if she, you know, I heard she jumped ship. She's challenging her. I don't want to say for sure, but I heard that she's on the outs with them. We could really do some damage and take over this union, but everybody sold out. Everybody sold out. So you got to go with the people who's challenging the status quo. And like I said, we're going to sit down and we're going to have a real conversation with Kia. Hopefully this week, have it out to you guys sometime next week so you could hear what his platform is about. He could speak to you as far as any type of rumors that was going on and that was happening. And like I said, you're probably some posts go come up of me getting at Kia. But towards the end of Kia's vice presidency, we aligned on a lot of issues. And even though I criticized Kia to death, whenever I called him, he picked up the phone. He didn't play politics. He supported our events. He introduced me to management, all of that. And that's a guy who has character. He's not afraid to challenge what's going on. And that's that. And that's that. How long I've been on here for? I was coming up close to an hour. I didn't even want to do this long. But what I want to say is that we are, let me put this back up there. We are supporting Kia Poor for Local 100 president. Out of everyone, he's the most qualified that's running. And we're gonna make some things happen. We're gonna make some things happen. You ain't gonna be able to find no dirt out there about him. He's scandal free. He challenged the administration. He's intelligent. And we go work together to make this union what it should be, point blank, period. He has the endorsement of Progressive Action. We letting them use the Progressive Action name. And for those who don't know, it's possible that I may be running for vice president of RTO. This is going to be a whole nother type of ball game over here. And let me tell y'all this. Anybody running in RTO, if you run against me, listen, y'all was losing to my third and fourth string picks for RTO because nobody else ain't want to run. Y'all was losing to my third and fourth round picks. When y'all got to run against me, what y'all think is going to happen? What y'all think is going to happen? Or when y'all run against somebody, see, if I don't run, I'm going to pick loyalty. But the plan is for me to run. But if I don't run, I'm going to pick loyalty this time. Right? And the person I'm going to pick probably want to do it this time. They run it anyway. But what I want to say is, in RTO, if you think that you are going to run and I'm going to pick you up later, you're going to be on the sideline for a very long time. You can forget about it. If you don't want to unite with my RTO slate, we ain't nothing to talk about. Everybody going back to their tools. It's going to be a whole new beginning, and y'all going to be upset. I'm going to give y'all some time to get this together. I don't care if y'all bought into a slate. I don't care what the situation is. I'm going to give y'all some time to figure it out. But for right now, as it stands, we are supporting Kia for Local 100 president. And watch how we do this. Wait till this platform roll out. Wait till y'all hear the stories. And wait till y'all hear what the future of Local 100 go look like from Kia. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.